Good evening. I know I'm really running late tonight, and I truly apologize. It was just one of those days where things kind of got out of control and I got lost in what I was doing. I know I was planning on doing a fabric project tonight, some inking on fabric, and that's what started this whole parade of issues with me today. I decided, okay, now what am I going to make, right? Because I love pillows. I love doing pillowcases with ink. I have lots of designs that'll fit. I also ordered some things with the great sale that we're having. You know, that's 50% off our C&D transfers up through to tomorrow. And there's even a free gift with a $50 order or more. But anyway, because of that, I was trying to decide what I was going to make. And with the markers, it puts a whole new spin on things because I'm not somebody who gets really into doing a lot of detail. I will use my detail tool or my multi-tool for the smaller areas on a transfer. But being able to get into these little areas with markers and do whatever I want kind of put a whole new spin on it, which then started this whole snowball effect of me looking for what I wanted to work on, and then kind of spread into, well, I should kind of rearrange the craft room a little bit, and things just kind of fell apart from there. So I didn't accomplish what I intended today. But what I want to show you now is we have our chalk markers came out a little while ago. And I actually won this set, which was really cool. And I did a little playing with them the other day. I didn't go live because I had never used them before and I was a little skittish. I don't have the steadiest of hands. So seriously, if I could chalk or ink, believe me, you can. If you can butter toast, you can do it. So anyway, I decided to do something with the chalk markers, and I had this little keychain holder. So I went shuffling through my transfers and grabbed some peanuts with a Snoopy on it, and basically chalked this on the little hanger. It was a little challenging because I had to make sure it fit and watch for these little metal things or whatever. So I did it in the black, and then I went back and I colored in with the chalk markers. Of course, now I've got it caught on the tape there, right? Oh, that's funny. Okay. So I just want to show you the tips. This is like a chisel tip, and just like a lot of markers, you need to prime it by pushing down on, you know, a scrap paper or whatever until the liquid starts flowing into it. So I just colored it, and it was super and simple and easy. The only downside is I was done so quickly, it kept me longing to do something else. So this was it. Not my best work, not my worst. I missed part of Snoopy's tail here that I should probably lay that transfer over and fix that up a little bit. But anyway, so this was using the chalk paste markers. The ink markers are a little bit different. I have not used them yet, like I said, because I got distracted with what I was doing. But they're a little bit narrower and they have more of a fine tip. So these are great for getting into really tiny little areas like little berries on foliage, or actually little tiny leaves, or putting actual additional highlights on leaves or things like that. Obviously I'm talking leaves because of the green. But I think my biggest challenge is going to be figuring out what I want to do first, because this opens up a whole new world, at least for me, because this means I could do those more tedious things that I kind of skip. I love them, but because I'm afraid of making a oops, especially on fabric. Our ink is permanent. Chalk paste, if it's a chalkboard, I don't care, because if I make a mistake, I just spritz it with water. Little paper towel, wipe it off, and do it again. But fabric, I'm a little bit slower with, and I'm a little bit more careful just because I don't have the steadiest of hands. Don't know why. This is my life. That's how I've been. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you the two differences of the chalk use on anything that you would use our chalk base. The fabric use on anything that you would, well, I shouldn't say anything, use on fabric. Now, the one thing that's interesting about the fabric markers is they do not have to be heat set. Our fabric ink Remember, our ink has the white caps. Our ink, once you've applied the design to a surface, you need to let it dry. You could speed it up a little bit with a hairdryer if you want, but basically let it dry, and then you have to heat set it with an iron or a heat press. The fabric markers themselves do not need to be heat set, which opens up a whole nother interesting aspect of, generally I chalk or ink on things that are flat. The ink markers, you don't have to chalk ink on something that's flat. If you could doodle your design on it, no matter the shape, you could do it, and it doesn't need to be heat set. So if you want to add a little pizzazz to some sneakers or a hat or something that's basically not flat, go to it with the fabric markers. So that's all I wanted to share with you tonight. If you have any questions, drop me a line and ask away. That's what I'm here for. Anything that I could do to help with, I'm glad to help with. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon.